Hello there, and welcome to Grounded Health and Wellness. My name is Kate, and today I wanted to give you 10 benefits to cat cow pose in yoga. So, if you are a yoga practitioner for quite some time, or you're even new to the practice, this is a common asana that is incorporated in most sequences because it has endless benefits. It's very accessible, regardless of kind of where you're at or what level you're at with your physical yoga practice. And the benefits are truly endless. So I wanted to share 10 of those with you today in case you didn't know, and it might kind of encourage you to practice this posture a little more often. You don't have to engage in this practice just like any other yoga practices in a formal set class. You can always just pop your mat out or even just beside your bed or in the living room, wherever you have space to kind of cycle through a few of these, and you'll start to notice the benefits in your body and your mind. So let's get right to it. So the first thing that cat cow really helps improve is our spinal flexibility. Because we are working through this kind of rolling of the spine, it starts to encourage this kind of opening up of that blood flow. The cerebral spinal fluid starts to have more ability to move more freely. So it unlocks some kind of places where people tend to get stuck, either through repetitive movement or if there's been an injury. So that's the first one that is wonderful and a great kind of benefit, which we can all appreciate. The better that our spine has, from a motility perspective, it just helps us ease movement throughout our entire day. All right, in line with the spine, the second one is it actually strengthens the spine. So again, because we are working the surrounding muscles around the vertebrae, the back, the hips, the pelvis, all of that through this arcing and kind of spinal extension and flexion, we're really starting to improve and tone those muscles that support the spine. So that is kind of an easy one to sneak in and reap benefits from without kind of too much focus on adding kind of weight training or strengthening training. It's kind of a beautiful just side effect that comes from this movement of the spine. So the third one is it actually improves our posture. So again, when we're working to kind of support the spine and its natural curvature, and by increasing its flexibility and strengthening, by default, our posture is going to improve. So you may notice after, practicing this, perhaps after the practice or maybe throughout your day, you may start to notice that it's a little bit easier to drop into a space of being in more alignment with your posture because you've already kind of unlocked those channels in the spine. All right, next one, it does stretch out our neck and our upper back. So upper mid back, specifically kind of around that thoracic area, which tends to run quite tight for most of us based on our sedentary lifestyles, or even if you're not sedentary, it's this forward backward movement all the time. And we tend to kind of get some gummed up areas around that upper mid back. This tends to be more common, I see, with a lot of women that I work with. There's a lot of tightness in and around that shoulder blade area. So this is a beautiful posture to kind of help increase that stretching out. The other thing that I like to remind my students of is when you are moving through those cycles of cat-cow, when you're pressing the back up and creating that rounding through the cat posture, kind of dropping into that awareness of your head, the entire skull, just kind of dangling off the top of the spine. Take an opportunity to gently shake the head no, nod the head yes, and receive those extra benefits and stretches into the neck and the upper mid back. You might even start to feel some referential sensations kind of coming down the spine and bleeding out in and over to the shoulder blades when you're engaging that motion, just because of all the connectivity through the deep fascial tissue in that area. All right, another great one is relieves lower back pain. So this is a pain point for a lot of people that I work with, a lot of friends that I have, that we just kind of have, conversations around grumbles about things that are bothersome, sometimes with aging bodies, sometimes through repetitive activity. Low back pain seems to be a common one. So because in cat-cow, we're working this rocking and rolling of the pelvis, specifically kind of curving that tailbone forward when you're in cat, and that kind of guide towards really curving the tailbone towards the nose. We're really encouraging that rocking back and forth, which unlocks a lot of the tightness around the lumbar spine. So that's another great one. All right, for my cycling females in the group, you'll be happy to know that cat-cow helps us regulate our menstrual cycle. So again, we're working to move that stagnant energy through that specific area of the body as well in this posture. So it's not really a posture, it's more of a moving asana, but that whole kind of encouraging that energy movement through the pelvic region will help with menstrual flow. If you are one that's prone to cramping or even constipation in and around your cycle, you'll find great relief with practicing or incorporating cat-cow a little bit more frequently. All right. Another beautiful one, which seems to be a fan favorite, is it does work on toning our abdominals. So will you get a six-pack by performing cat-cow alone? I'm not giving any guarantees, but we do know that this movement does help really tone all the upper and lower abdominals based on that stretching out. And the more active you are in this pose, so sometimes I'll cue and say, really zip the navel up towards the front of the spine when you're moving through the cat-cow, and that will help drop your body and your mind into a deeper awareness about activating those muscles as you're moving through the motion. All right, next up is it stimulates circulation through the body. So as we've kind of discussed already, this movement is encouraging this fluidity of energy. We're moving lymphatic fluid, which can be stagnant. I find cat-cow is really kind of profoundly felt beneficially either right after you've been sleeping. So if it's kind of the first practice of the day and you're dropping into cat-cow, you start to have this awareness of, oh, it feels kind of sticky and stuck because I've been sleeping all night. Or right before bed, if you've held on to tension throughout your day, performing a few cycles of those cat-cows will really start to kind of unstick what is stuck. So that circulation enhancement would be another great benefit to this pose. All right, two left. So coming up to number 9, it improves our gut health. So if you've been here for some time, you know I am big on digestion and gut health because it's been a long time struggle / journey for me. Still a daily journey for me, and having this awareness around how to support digestion and better gut health. So this posture, again, with that dynamic movement of the spine, we're actually coming in to massage the inner organs, specifically getting into the lower intestinal area, and I'm blocking again anything that can get a little bound up. So I find that some clients that have concerns again with constipation, we were talking about that earlier with the menstruating clients, but if you are prone to constipation or even with IBS in general, this toning and movement starts to help. And the reason why it actually leads into our final benefit of this pose is it actually decreases stress. So we know that there is a strong mind, body, or brain, body, gut connection. I'm having a hard time bridging those things together today for some reason. So the mind gut axis, there we go. So when we come into this stress relief with moving through this posture, you're actually kind of calming the vagus nerve and toning all of that down. So by default, our gut health and our nervous system as a whole is going to reap many benefits from this posture. So I hope you found this helpful. Please be sure to subscribe at the end of the video so you can continue to get free tips. And if you'd like to work together on maybe a health challenge, or you're looking for some support on how to integrate yoga, Ayurveda, and circadian biology, I'll drop all my information in the notes down below. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time.